Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here with you just as the JCK show is about to start, a show that seems to be going in the right direction and is forecast to be a good show. A few things that happened, and I think it's worth noting. We've seen the US economy indicators moving into the right direction, be it unemployment, be it house prices, be it the stock market. And that always impacts consumer confidence and consumers' willingness to spend money. We've also seen some great results of the last quarter in the US, and we know that retailers are actually sitting with quite low level of inventories. So perfect environment for a good JCK show. But I think it's important we all focus about who are the people that eventually are going to use our product, who are the people that are going to wear the diamonds at the end. It is the consumers. And Phyllis has mentioned earlier, the consumers are changing around the world. We're actually seeing new kind of consumers, consumers that have much more competition on what to spend their money, consumers that are looking for much more ethical purchases, are looking for different reassurances about what is it that they are buying. And when they do spend their money on the top luxury product, when they do spend their money on a diamond that symbolizes love and emotions, they do want to know that what they're doing is actually adding something somewhere in the world. Put that together with producing countries' governments wanting to have better, bigger part of what is happening in the diamond pipeline, and that creates a great environment for doing different things, which Diamond Empowerment Fund actually gives a lot of smaller businesses the ability to participate, to create the new leaders in Africa for the future, to make sure that we are helping in education, to make sure that we are helping with understanding this industry, to make sure that we are making the consumers much more aware about what's happening in producing countries. As far as De Beers is concerned, De Beers is doing a lot of things in this new environment, and I just want to touch on two. The first one is the Forever Mark. De Beers has created the Forever Mark. We've launched it in the US only a year and a half ago, Charles. And Forever Mark is really reassuring the consumer that they are getting the best, the most beautiful, the rarest, the most ethical sourced diamonds. We are providing an integrity pipeline. We are actually taking the responsibility to check it, and we're telling the consumer, this is what you're getting. And that's one type of consumer. And that's a very important point, and I hope you'll all see more and more of it over the next few days and few years. The second thing, which is much more my personal involvement, is we have taken a decision when we've negotiated the last Botswana contract to take the core of our business, the nerve center, the whole sales part, the part of the business that buys the rough from the mining companies and sells it to the site holders. We're moving that business into Botswana, a move that has started some 2 years ago. We are in the middle of this move. We currently have 72 people working in Botswana, already preparing the sites and making sure that everything is ready. And by fourth quarter, we're actually going to close the old DTC, the wholesales arm, and box preparation and sorting and valuation part in London after some 70 years. And we're going to move that into Botswana. It's going to do a few things. It's going to, first of all, employ some 100 to 120 local people. And I can tell you that the 40 we've already hired are fantastic individuals. They are so excited about it. And we're actually experiencing a real, we advertised 23 jobs. We had 11,000 applications. People in Botswana are really excited about being part of what De Beers is doing. And that is great. And we're seeing some great ability to impact people's life, to actually give them new skills and to equip them to do other bigger, better things in the future. The other thing is we're moving some 90 people from London, some international people with their families into Botswana, and we're going to have 74 site holders traveling 10 times a year into Botswana, which hopefully is going to get some other benefits because, as we know, our customers are great entrepreneurs, and what we're hoping for is by them going to Botswana frequently, they will be able to spot some other business opportunities, and in turn, when we look in 10 years' time, when we look backwards, we believe that our move to Botswana is actually going to create a much, much bigger impact on the livelihood of Botswana and on the livelihood of Southern Africa. Combine that together with what DEF is doing, and we're very keen and very eager to actually see where are the new leaders of the diamond industry, which we believe part of it is going to be very centered in Southern Africa. Where are these leaders coming from? So I think the future is about how do we get the consumers closer to understand where the diamonds are coming from? How do we get them to know much more? How do we actually help them feel good about spending $50,000 on a piece of diamond jewelry because they know it is creating some really fantastic things in producing countries? And how do we make sure that we can create more and more and more leaders in Africa to actually allow us make it real so that we can all look back in 10, 15 years' time and be very proud of what we're doing? So I'd like to encourage you all to support us. And I think it is really important to look at how can we do more? How can we actually make sure that we are creating that environment? How can we actually make sure we all thrive together by actually finding a win-win-win solution, a win for the consumer, a win for the producer, and a win for us in the middle of it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I just want to call Dr. Ben back to the stage. Have a nice day, and best of luck for the JCK show.
Thank you, Varda.